From guests who push the limit to an audience member who doesn't know her place, join me as I show you some celebs who insulted Ellen DeGeneres on her own show.
Audience member. There are many ways to insult a person, and sometimes you don't even have to be the focus of the show to cross that line. You see, like many hosts with their own shows, Ellen likes to be kind to the audience, such as in one case where she did a giveaway for the crowd. It wasn't a lot. She gave away a bunch of swag, shirts, cups, hats, those kinds of things. But it's really the thought that counts here. It's stuff that they can own and know that not many people have. It's a gesture, and a nice one at that. There was only one catch.
Each audience member could only get one item. Let me repeat that for you. Each guest could only get one item. Yeah, you know what's coming, don't you? When the time came, Ellen sent the audience members in groups to go get their swag. But what the audience didn't know was that Ellen had wired the room with cameras. Likely for giggles, but also to make sure that guests followed the rules. Or to see if any touching moments occurred. And lo and behold, one did when one woman wanted both a t-shirt and a hat, but couldn't because of the rule. So her friend offered to buy her the hat later on. A very nice thing, and Ellen was more than happy to just give the lady the hat without charge, which shows the class of Ellen versus the class of the woman who's about to break all the rules.
For one audience member entered the room and clearly didn't know that there was a camera watching her. Not only did she take more than one item, she got her friend to take even more items. Oh, but that wasn't enough for her. She then went and made passes and lied to other audience members just so she could get even more swag for herself. And when the time came to reveal it, Ellen did. In full glory and without editing, just so everyone in the world who was watching could see what the woman did. She has no one to blame but herself. She insulted Ellen's kindness, and now she has to live with the shame. When she tried to explain herself, Ellen wasn't buying it one bit, and proved while Ellen is a great lady in front of the camera, she's not afraid to be shrewd and prove a point. In fact, she threw her in her show's jail just so it could be very clear what she had done and how wrong it was.
If anyone can take a pot shot at Ellen and get away with it, it's the First Lady of the United States. Back in 2016, Ellen hosted a segment where she took Michelle Obama to a CVS pharmacy to prepare her for her life after the White House. While checking out, Ellen asked Michelle if she could pull some strings and get her face on some money. Michelle swiftly answers with a resounding no, saying that you have to do something grand, like Harriet Tubman, in order to get your face on money. Ouch. We guess making the world laugh isn't grand enough. She also calls Ellen really annoying and compares her to a 3-year-old. Now she's really not getting her face on money.
Giada De Laurentiis. One of the most popular kinds of guests on shows like Ellen is celebrity chefs. Ellen does love food, and she occasionally does have her fair share of cooking guests, including Chef Giada De Laurentiis, which should have been fine, except that Giada didn't control herself, and that resulted in many insults on Ellen's behalf, which made her appearance all the more tense and weird. Giada De Laurentiis kept laying into Ellen in one form or another with no signs of stopping while they cooked together. It was awkward. The dish they were making was a special kind of rice balls. Ellen was having a little trouble making the rice ball, so Giada said that it looked like dog food now.
Wendy Williams. Wendy Williams has made a career of throwing insults and shade, which has made her very popular. Yet it's also made her a target of those who didn't appreciate the shade. She also had beef with Ellen for reasons described as personality clashes. But likely, it was just something Wendy perceived as a thing when it really wasn't. As two of the top ladies of talk shows, they occasionally go onto each other's programs, including one time when Wendy went onto Ellen's show, and things didn't go so well. Ellen asked her why she threw some shade on Kanye West and Kim Kardashian while they were expecting their first child. This was back in 2013, and Williams played it off. But then in support of Ellen, Williams applauded her veganism and her PETA support. But then she asked, "How can you live without bacon?" Ellen wasn't amused with the question and went, "Well, because I think pigs are very smart animals."
Justin Timberlake. This is an insult that was more in fun, but the timing of it was too perfect to ignore. Justin Timberlake is one of the most popular singers and celebrities in the world, no doubt. So naturally, he made an appearance on Ellen after a while. Except one time, Ellen made a mistake on camera, and he called her out on it hard. You see, they had been drinking tequila while playing one of Justin's songs. While this was going on, Ellen messed up one of the lines of the song. Justin was not amused, as he couldn't believe she didn't know the lyrics. Ellen noted that it was an honest mistake and even asked the audience for help, but Justin wasn't having it. Then her own DJ turned on her and played the song in question and made it very clear just how much she screwed up. So what's the lesson here? Well, there's fault on both sides. First, drinking and singing should never go together unless it's a karaoke segment, you know? Second, Justin should have given Ellen some slack for not knowing the song, but Ellen should have known the song ahead of time if this is a planned thing. For the record, Timberlake has been on the show many times since this incident, but I bet Timberlake continues to bring it up privately because it was a big snafu. Jennifer Lawrence. There's a line that you need to respect when you go into a show like Ellen, especially if you think bad-mouthing gay people is a good idea. That goes double when the host is Ellen DeGeneres, a confirmed lesbian with a wife. And yet, Jennifer Lawrence not only crossed the line she shouldn't cross, she continued to make jokes that made Ellen very uncomfortable and angry. This all started during the interview where Lawrence made a joke about her own cat. Nothing wrong with that, right? Except that the joke was that she called her cat, which was female, Chaz Bono because of the cat's masculine energy. Chaz Bono is the son of legendary duo Sonny and Cher, and Chaz is transgender, which Ellen fully supports and doesn't like to hear insulted. Jennifer didn't stop after the joke was made, though. She went into a rant of sorts about cats, cat genders, and other very odd things. Ellen was poised the whole time. Eventually, once Lawrence was done with her gender rant, Ellen did the only thing that she could. She segued into facts about cats, making it obvious that she wasn't happy about what happened, but didn't want to explode on Lawrence, which Lawrence definitely noticed because she was shell-shocked by how quickly the conversation changed.
Caitlyn Jenner. After the birth of Caitlyn Jenner, many people wanted to talk to her and get views on things, and it's led to tense situations and interviews, including a very poignant encounter with Ellen. To be fair, when they did their first interview together, Ellen was all for Caitlyn and her fight for the rights of transgender people. And it all seemed to be going great until Caitlyn started to talk about her feelings on gay marriage.
I'm a traditionalist. I'm older than most people in the audience, you know. I mean, I kind of like tradition, and, you know, it's always been a man and a woman.
To refresh, Ellen is not just gay, she's happily married. According to Jenner, she was once very opposed to it because of her traditionalist nature, which is the logic behind many such people's beliefs against gay marriage. But when Jenner tried to recover and say she was okay with it now, Ellen wasn't biting, not one bit. She called Caitlyn Jenner out on it, and that's when things got really awkward.
So, what do you think? What do you think of these people who insulted Ellen on her own show? Which of these barbs or jests do you think was the best, or the cruelest? Do you know of another celebrity who threw shade at Ellen? Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you next time on the channel.